The guy who decided to put pineapple on pizza was actually a Greek Canadian. Back in the 1960s, Sam Panopoulos thought, why not? And tossed canned pineapple onto a pizza, just to see what would happen. He wasn't trying to start a pizza revolution, he was just curious. Sometimes that's all it takes. You try something a little different and you end up with something new. And for some, pretty amazing. It's funny, real estate can be kind of like that. One small change, one new trend, and suddenly the whole market has a different flavor. Today, we're gonna make a Hawaiian pizza, and I found a paleo pizza crust recipe that is grain-free and dairy-free, quick and easy paleo pizza recipe. Right now we have 2,485 active residential listings. That is more active listings that we've had at this time of year than we've had in the last 10 years. Buyers have so many more homes to choose from, kind of like extra pizza toppings. But for sellers, more listings means more competition. It's like sharing the slice of pizza a little bit more than you want to. But there's an even bigger, more important ingredient to watch for in the market, and that is the sales to active listings ratio. Basically, this is the percentage of homes that are actually selling, giving us a taste of whether or not it's a buyer's market or a seller's market, or something more in between, like a more balanced market. Think of it as the sauce that really flavors the whole market. Just like how a pineapple can change the taste of a whole pizza, the sales to active listings ratio can change the feel of the real estate market. Last month here in Victoria, out of every 100 listings that hit the market, about 25 actually sold. That puts us in a light seller's market, but not exactly the extra cheese version where everything is selling really quickly. That sales to active listing ratio tells a very general story about our market. What is so much more important is to dive into different market segments and different neighborhoods and take a look at those much more closely. And we're gonna do that in a minute. This ratio is super helpful for both buyers and sellers. For buyers out there, it's like knowing that you're looking at a gourmet pizza joint where you're gonna pay a little bit more. Or if it's a place where you might get a deal and get some extra toppings thrown in. When that sales to active listing ratio is high, let's say above 20%, that is essentially a seller's market, meaning there is more demand and sometimes homes may be selling over asking price. Ah, that's a lot of hot sauce. Oops, oh, pretty good. It's not the best dough in the whole world, but I wouldn't expect it to be. It's gluten-free and my expectations for gluten-free are a little bit lower. Pretty good though. For sellers, a lower ratio under 12% signals a buyer's market, where it's more like all-you-can-eat specials. There are more listings than there are buyers, so prices may come down, and you'll really need to stand out to generate more interest. Overall, right now, our market is fairly balanced. It's kind of fluctuating a little bit here and there. As of last month, we were ever so slightly in a seller's market, but that's very generalized. If we actually look more closely at pockets like downtown, that sales to active listing ratio is actually closer to 10%. So if you're looking to buy downtown, that is actually in a buyer's market, essentially meaning buyers have more options and more negotiating power. Let's say you're a seller with a downtown condo. Knowing this ratio definitely helps you set your expectations. With only about 10% of the listings selling last month, we know that it is really, really important to be priced very competitively and ensure that you're making a great first impression when you hit the market. Think of it as being that perfect pizza slice that catches everyone's eye. The sales to active listing ratios are an indicator of supply and demand. And when I'm calculating this ratio, I like to take the sales that have happened in the last 30 days and then divide that by the total number of active listings. When that ratio dips below 12%, there is downward pressure on pricing. And when it's over 20%, there's upward pressure on pricing. Typically, the ratio needs to be over 20% for several months for that to actually put upward pressure on pricing. So you're kind of looking looking for more of a trend versus just a one-off month that was above 20%. If that sales to active listing ratio falls more within 12 to 20%, then that puts us in a more balanced market where both buyers and sellers both have some negotiation power and both have a little bit of leverage, making it fairer for both buyers and sellers. Here's another example for you that pertains to our local market here. So if we look at Oak Bay, which is one of our premium neighborhoods, and we look at single family homes in that neighborhood, we can see that there's currently 76 houses on the market right now, 76 active listings, and there were 12 single family homes that sold last month. So when we work out that sales to active listing ratio, it sits around 15.7%, which puts Oak Bay in that kind of more balanced market. Sellers can expect to get offers that are closer to their listing price, and buyers still probably have a little bit of room to negotiate. But it's fairly stable for both sides. Just like when Sam Panopoulos decided to add pineapple to pizza and change things in a big way, a small but often overlooked statistic can really change how we understand the real estate market. I always look at this stat first when guiding my clients. Knowing it helps us spot areas of high demand, like single-family homes in Saanich with a suite priced under $1.1 million, which are currently selling fast. For buyers, this insight means they'll have a better idea of where to find options and how to negotiate. For sellers, it's about knowing when you really need to stand out in the market with super competitive pricing, sometimes even slightly under market value to make the sale. The better you know the recipe of the market, the easier it is to make the right move. I'm Ainsley Gower, and if you are looking to make a home here in Victoria, BC, I would love to hear from you. I would love to help you. You can find my contact details listed below. And if you're someone looking for a great pizza dough recipe, I will also link that in the description. Thanks.